I want to congratulate you on being sober. That's definitely a hard feat to conquer. So kudos to everyone out there
Thank
that's
you.
Battling with addiction. And as you said, a lot of people who haven't battled, they didn't realize how big the other side was for the recovery community. It has samples with interview by Bun B talking about Pimp C's death, rest in peace. And we're also exactly a year from Juice WRLD's death by overdose. What do you want to say to young people out there that may be struggling with addiction?
Whew, that's a big question and a good one. I think that for me, because I struggled for so long as a youth and didn't know that there was a recovery community, you know, because by nature, we're in a program of being anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an anonymous program, you know, whether you're talking about Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous or Cocaine Anonymous or whatever it is. It's an anonymous program, and anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film, which I'm probably breaking right now, is you know, one of the founding principles. So I didn't know that there was a bunch of people, thousands in my city, that were convening in like the basements of churches and random old halls and talking about this disease that I had. I didn't even know it was a disease at the beginning. I went for years like, why can I not fucking stop? Like, why can I not drink and smoke like my friends? Like, why do I need to, like, when I wake up, that's the first thing I'm thinking about, and then I have to go get, and other people can just do it on the weekends or 3 times a week or whatever. I didn't know that there was a community that was there to support, love me unconditionally, that had the same fucking disease. And there's the therapeutic value of one addict to another sharing their experience, strength, and hope that is saved my fucking life and continues to save my life. And you work these steps, you work these 12 steps, and you get better. You excavate that bullshit. You figure out your character defects. You say you're sorry to some people. You have a spiritual awakening, and you go out and you carry that message to somebody else. And that's the most important thing in this world, is like being of service to other people, getting outside of your own fucking head. That has been my story. And I didn't know that existed. And I think for a lot of these youth, you know, how could you even know? You know, you haven't even been doing drugs necessarily long enough to even know that you have that allergy that you can't stop. And these drugs, you know, these, you know, whether it's lean, whether it's Xanax, whether it's, you know, oxycodone, all of these drugs, I mean, if you do them for long enough, like, you will get addicted. It doesn't matter who you are. That's prescription dope. Like, that is heroin.
Yeah.
In the form of a pill. Not Xanax, but the other ones. And they're really fucking difficult to get off. Like, you will have withdrawals. Like, you will sweat through the sheets. Like, you will, you know, want more. That's how they're designed. So, I think just overall having, you know, that information out there, that there is a community of people that have the same disease, is super important to get out to the young people. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this recovery podcast, is kids just don't know. The youth just don't know. People don't know. You know how many times I'm hit up by like the parent of a kid who's like, yo, my kid is 20 years old, can't stop, got kicked out of school, whatever it is, the story. And they're like, what do I do? And they have no idea what to do. And how important going to treatment is. Yeah. You know, I think that for so long, like, there's a stigma, you know, and we have to destigmatize this whole shit. We have to talk about it. You know, there's a conversation around mental health right now and destigmatizing that. Addiction and mental health go fucking hand in hand.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that people know that there's resources, more funding to get people treatment that they need. 'Cause if it wasn't for, you know, my pops having the 10 or 12 racks that it was when I first went to treatment and being willing to spend that on me, I'd be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be here right now. And that's not to be fucking dramatic. That's just what it is. Like, I was about to die. I just was lucky enough to go to a facility for 30 days. And people, I think, don't know that that's okay, you know, to go to treatment. That actually, that's the best thing. And I remember like hearing, you know, certain rapper like talk about, you know, I think it was Smoke Perp, and he was talking about he went to treatment, but didn't want to tell anybody. It was like he was having that internal like conversation too, like,
with the stigma,
okay,
right?
What do I do now? You know, what do I do now? And you know, my whole shit is like, you know, sipping lean and smoking backwoods. Like, you know, how do I still remain relevant? And you know, it's a mess. But you know, what's more of a mess is fucking dying.
Yes.
And our young people are. You know, Mac Miller was a friend of mine. You know, you look at what happened to Peep. You look at what happened to Juice WRLD. Like, these are fucking tragedies. And they're happening, and it's not just the famous people, man. Young people are dying at the highest rate than they ever have. People in general too. It's not even young. This disease does not discriminate. So I have no idea what your question was, but obviously I'm very passionate on the
No,
issue.
you answered it passionately.
You answered it.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck, get it, call me young, go get it. Now you can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the